Broadcasting from the ARN Racing Studios in Southern California, ARN Los Angeles. This is ARN, the American Racing Network. Now,
you're shifting gears with Alan Bailey.
I really enjoy the smell of burnt rubber and race fuel in the morning. Sue me.
Whether it's NASCAR, IndyCar, NHRA drag racing, or AMA Supercross, we've got it.
I'm going to be unapologetic. I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, and I'm going to tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. Get over it.
Grab a gear and let's go.
Well, is it time to go already? Really?
You're shifting gears on ARN. Here's Alan Bailey.
Shifting gears on November 13th, 2014. It's episode number 136. I'm Alan Bailey. Welcome on into the program. Lots of stuff to cover today. Very little time to get it all in. We're going to try to do our best. We've got a lot of things to talk about. We have two racing series that are concluding their seasons this weekend. One's in Homestead. NASCAR's wrapping up their seasons. We will get our champions both in the Truck Series and in the Sprint Cup Series crown this weekend. Also, NHRA drag racing concluding their season in Pomona this weekend. We will talk about that. We have the Baja 1000 to talk about. And, yeah, anything else that might pop into our heads from time to time. So we'll see where this show gets us. The Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram handles, as always, at The Alan Bailey on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, you can use the hashtag ARNRace to get in on this conversation as well. But we have to start off with our hot topics, and they are presented with limited commercial interruptions, actually, by our friends at Apollo Aesthetics. So we thank them very much for that. So, looking at a number of things right now. First things first, the Baja 1000 is well into 10 hours into the 1,000 down in Mexico, and currently Colton Udall on a motorcycle in the Pro Moto Unlimited class is leading. His current time, 10 minutes, 10 hours, 16 minutes rather. His current speed, about 25 miles an hour. He's at race mile marker 559 right now, coming up on 560 actually. Hot on his tails, less than 5 minutes behind him at race marker number 554. We have Ricky back in the number 4X on a motorcycle in that Pro Moto Unlimited. And it is a ways back between before we run into our next competitor, our first trophy truck, Ma McLaren, at race marker number 205 right now. Looking at the rest of the trophy trucks, most everybody is right around 200, a little under 200. But these two motorcycles, Colton and Ricky on the number 1X and the number 4X on those motorcycles, the Pro Moto Unlimited currently leading the entire field overall in the Baja 1000, the 2014 Baja 1000. Current time of the driver who is in first place is 10 hours and 17 minutes, 10 hours, 18 minutes now, and that is the Baja 1000 update. Looking at the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, 4 drivers heading into Homestead this weekend, all tied for the point lead, and all have a legitimate shot at winning the 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship. Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, and Ryan Newman all currently tied atop the points, atop the point standings. All 4 have a legitimate shot to actually win this title going into Homestead. Kevin Harvick clearly the favorite this weekend, but Ryan Newman trying to play upset. He doesn't even have a win in 2014, but he's trying to win the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship. All 4 of these drivers do not have a championship underneath their belts, so we do know that we will come out of the 2014 season with a first-time champ. Also, court details have been unleashed that document exactly what happened with Kurt Busch, allegedly, in his domestic assault case. We're being told by court documents that Patricia Dizzle, also known as the ex-girlfriend of Kurt Busch, NASCAR driver Kurt Busch, was allegedly attacked, and We're being told, according to the Associated Press, that she described Busch as disappointed following his elimination from the Stock Car playoffs. He said, quote, he wished he had a gun so he could kill himself, unquote. He then became verbally abusive and accused Drizzle of, quote, having spies everywhere and having a camera on the bus to watch him, unquote. According to Drizzle and court documents, who broke up with Busch a week prior, the 2004 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champ then jumped up, smashed her head against a wall inside the motorhome 3 times. And again, Kurt Busch's attorney released the statement, quote, this allegation is completely fabricated by a woman who refused to accept the end of a relationship, and Mr. Busch extremely denies her allegations in every respect, unquote. For more on the story, you can log on to arnrace.com. In the NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series, it's one heck of a race. And yes, it's going to come down to the wire this weekend out in Pomona. Erica Ender-Stevers and, yes, Jason Line going up against each other in Pro Stock, and it will be a very close call. Erica Ender-Stevers is going to be on the program in a little bit. Also, John Force looking for his championship after rebuilding his team in 2014, just a couple of races ago, going into Las Vegas. After the loss of his crew chief and a couple of his crew members, he has to rebuild. Also, John Force looking for sponsorship as longtime sponsors Ford and Castrol leaving him at the conclusion of the 2014 season. Also, AAA leaving Robert Height, a team car of John Force Racing. So John Force Racing looking for a good showing this weekend to go out with a bang, not only with his old sponsors, but trying to impress new sponsors for the 2015 season. He announced about a week ago, actually, a couple of weeks ago, actually, out in Las Vegas, that he does have a sponsor for the 2015 season. John Force teaming up with Peak Antifreeze for 2015, but also John Force looking for another partial sponsor for his race car. We're being told that it's a certain motor oil, a certain oil that will be used and as a sponsor for him, but this particular oil might just be used in certain off-road vehicles and also in NASCAR competition as well. More on that later in the program when John Force checks into the program to catch up with him before his big day, his big weekend out in Pomona this weekend. With your latest headlines from the ARN News Desk, I'm Alan Bailey, and if you're looking to build a brand new website, or maybe if you're just looking for a redesign on the current website, here's what you do. Go ahead and log on to Apollo Aesthetics and ApolloAesthetics.com, because not only do they have all of the equipment necessary to build you a brand new custom website, but they can help set up your email accounts, your web addressing. Maybe you're looking to post audio and video clips. They can help with hosting on that as well. Set you up with one flat rate with another company, and yes, that will be very low. They're looking to build you a great website without breaking the bank. If you log on and build your own website, sorry to say that if you want to remove all those pesky ads on there and add all these features, you're going to have to pay an arm and a leg. Nevertheless, it's going to say free website all over the site. Totally looking unprofessional and ruining the look of your website. Plus, you're going to have to do all the work. Hire a professional and get it done right the first time without breaking the bank. Log on to ApolloAesthetics.com to build that website to get ready for the 2015 race season and the 2015 year. And plus, the holiday season is already here. Is your business ready to actually sell your products online? Well, we are coming down to the wire here. Thanksgiving's right around the corner, but guess what? Apollo Aesthetics can help build a shop on your website, and they can do it in time for Black Friday, but you got to act now. Log on to ApolloAesthetics.com to request that quote to build that website. That's Apollo Aesthetics and ApolloAesthetics.com. More to come from the ARN News Studios here in Southern California. We'll take you out to Pomona, talk to John Force and Erica Ender-Stevers in the NHRA Drag Racing Series. Also, some audio clips from NHRA Media Day. We'll take you out to that press conference that happened earlier today. All of this and more coming up next right here on Shifting Gears on the American Racing Network.
This is ARN, the American Racing Network.
Okay, so let's say that you're trying to build a website for free on one of these website builders. You go ahead and spend hours uploading your personal information and all of the photos that you've taken of your products, only to find out that you can't bring a .com onto that website without paying a huge fee. And you can't remove those ads without paying a huge fee. And you can't remove all of those pesky "this website was built for free" buttons without paying a huge fee. By the time you've paid all these fees, you've paid thousands of dollars in order to remove all of these pesky ads. Why go through all the hassle? Why spend all of those hours doing it yourself? Go ahead and log on to ApolloAesthetics.com, not only to request a quote to build your brand new website and to see a rendering of what your website could look like, but in order to set up services like email, hosting, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram accounts, and a whole lot more. That is Apollo Aesthetics and ApolloAesthetics.com.
What is one NASCAR Unites wristband capable of doing? It can inspire a child to go farther in school. It can construct a brand new playground for kids who've never had one. It can introduce a child with a serious illness to his or her favorite NASCAR driver.
I'm Tony Stewart, and I wear my band to Unite for Kids. Band together with me by logging on to www.nascar.com/unites to pledge your support.
Hello fans, this is Bud Selig, Commissioner of Major League Baseball. I know firsthand about the dangers of skin cancer and the need to protect yourself because I am a skin cancer survivor. MLB, its clubs, players, and the American Academy of Dermatology want all of you to play Sun Smart. Protect yourself with sunscreen, sunglasses, and protective clothing, and visit your doctor regularly. For more information, visit MLB.com or playsunsmart.org.
Shifting Gears on ARN is presented by Stash Feed. Get the feed. Log on to StashFeed.com, your daily manly feed. Your Shifting Gears on ARN, the Motorsports Authority. Here's Alan Bailey.
Welcome back on into Shifting Gears right here on ARN, the American Racing Network, your Motorsports Authority, for the latest on everything going on, not only in NASCAR, IndyCar, drag racing, NHRA, also getting ready for the Supercross season, and yes, for the latest updates on the Baja 1000, you can log on to arnrace.com. Also, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at ARN Race. Well, lots of stuff going on this weekend. We're going to get to NASCAR, but I told you before, this isn't just a NASCAR show. We talk everything under the gun, and since we're in Southern California, and since we have every drag racer in NHRA right here in our backyard, got a chance to catch up with a couple of drivers, actually, earlier today. I was out at NHRA's Media Day out in Pasadena, not too far from the racetrack, and tons of drivers out there. John Forrest, Eric Ender-Stevers, Tony Schumacher, just to name a couple. Got a chance to catch up with the all-time winningest driver in NHRA drag racing competition, John Force, 65 years old, and he's still going at it, and we had a chance to catch up out at the event earlier today. I'm with John Force out here, Media Day 2014. Now, John, you have a pretty couple big announcements here getting ready for the 2015 season, but 14 is still here.
Well, yeah, we got a championship to win, and we're a round behind or two, and we've come from behind further than this to win a championship. Hagen's a great competitor, and we're going to give him a fight. I've got 4 cars going out, 1 top fuel, and my daughter with Traxxas, Courtney, of course, Brittany in top fuel with Castrol. This is the end of an era. It's a change in my career. It's a crossroads. Robert Height with Auto Club, we need this championship, and we're going to give it everything we've got. We've had a lot of change in our crew help, some issues that we had, but the brain trust pulled together, ran my car at Vegas. We got to the final, made up ground on Hagen, and we'll see what we can do here at Pomona. But we do have announcements. We announced Peak at Vegas. We'll be announcing a major oil. Someone will be the official oil of John Force Racing teams, and we'll do that at the Auto Club Pavilion at the racetrack at Pomona on Saturday at around 11:30, and then on the PRI show, more announcements, and then at my shop at the beginning of the year, and then at Pomona for the opening race. So we fought for a year to get back, and we're almost there. I ain't never going to get to where I used to be, but I got back where as long as I can have a car that we can build safety, we build that because of the loss of Eric Medlin. and we build the safety, and as long as we can win championships, and we're there, we'll be okay.
Well, you look at everything that's transpired over the course of the last year. You're losing a couple of major sponsors, everything that's gone on with the personnel in your shop. What has this season in the last couple of months been like for you, saying goodbye to some pretty long-term sponsors and some of the people who work in your shop underneath you?
Well, you look at it, Castro and Ford that are leaving, for the fans, they've been nothing but great to me all these years, but they're my past. And at the end of this race, I'm going to try to win them this championship. They deserve that. And that's what we fight for. But then I'm moving ahead next year with the sponsors of the future. It's not just about John Force. I'm under contract for 5 more years, and hell, I might race till I'm 75. I don't know. This isn't a football game or NASCAR. I only got to be good on my toes, you know what I mean, for 4 or 5 seconds, and I'm the best. I can run with any of these kids. So as long as my health stays good and I still got that burning of desire in my heart, I do this for the fans. I do it because I owe NHRA. They made me who I am today. I do it for the sponsors, but I do it mostly for myself and my family. I open the door for my kids to race, and I'm not going to walk away and take it away from them. They deserve that right because they've worked real hard. I've seen them on fire. You know, I've had them in where they were with the media, where they were in tears from the crowds were so big working, these girls of mine, and I'm not going to fail them. And I love this sport. And I'm going to do it till I drop.
Well, looking at everything that's happened with your children, bringing them into racing and racing against them, no other sport in America, in the world, would a father and son and or daughter actually be able to compete competitively. What is that like for you as a father, but also as a racer?
I don't know if the Ducks could do that, and I don't know if the Angels could do it, especially with girls, but I always wanted sons. I got 4 beautiful girls, and 3 of them drive. Adra's CFO, she runs the company. Ashley now runs John Force Entertainment. That's what she studied at Fullerton. All my girls got their degrees. That's why they're real good with the media. They all studied communication and all of what the media does. You know what I mean? So I had to learn it the hard way. I'm still learning it. But I built a race team based on a family, because NHRA, Mellow Yellow Drag Racing, is a family. But I based it on camaraderie and that no man's an island. Losing one of our top crew chiefs, you know what I mean? God bless him. He's got to move on. But John Force never skipped a beat. The team picked it up, went into Vegas, you know, without him, and boom, we were in the final. We got a shot at this title, and no man's an island. And not even me. If anything happens to me, the brain trust will take over. My daughter, Ashley, will come out of that entertainment, running that company, and get back in the seat of that funny car. That's my promise to the fans and the sponsors.
Well, we hope you're around for a while to come. You're fantastic, not only on track, but with the fans, and you're great for the sport. But fans are always asking us, and they're asking me, how long do you think he's going to be around? And I've said, he's healthy enough, he's quick on his toes, like you said, he could be around for another 10 years legitimately.
When I turned 50, I had the same conversation. When I turned 55, 60, I had the same conversation. Right here in this restaurant. So I'm 65. You know, it's all about the heart. You can do anything you want. Men have run this country. Presidents have run this country a lot older than me. Now that's some real stress, and got the job done. So bottom line, it's what I love to do. I love the competition. I love side-by-side racing at 330 miles an hour, and I love it because it makes me young. When I'm in a fire suit, I'm James Dean, Elvis, and Superman rolled into one. And I have no fear. And yeah, like my wife said, don't ever take that fire suit off. You'll scare everybody. But I do it because I love it. And until the fire goes out in my heart, that's when it'll be time to say goodbye. And I hope when the fire goes out that I'm on a racetrack somewhere in America or somewhere in the world. I don't care where I'm at. And I've raced around the world. That's where I want to be. I don't want to end it on a front porch in a rocking chair, because the drag strip is my home. And you know what I'm saying? And that's where I want to go out.
Well, there you go. And if you look at the NHRA, they put such a fine point on safety. They're always working towards safety, and it's a big concern in the sport. It's a very dangerous sport, but from the outside looking in, it looks like there's meetings going on, and it looks like there's constantly innovations and things changing. From a driver standpoint, what do you think? Do you think there are things that need to be changed, or for the most part, are we on the right track?
Yes. NHRA works with the pro organization. They work with the manufacturers, the racers. You know, example in NASCAR. You know, everyone tries and they think they know, just like in drag racing. But when Earnhardt was killed, it woke up everybody up. Sometimes it takes a superstar, you know what I mean, for everyone to say, oh my God, we lost Eric Medlin, but we lost 4 or 5 drivers. And this is a safe sport. I'm talking in 50 years, only losing a handful of people. I mean, geez. Go out on that freeway, you lose a handful a day. But at the end of the day, we build good race cars, we build great safety. I started the Eric Medlin project, pumped millions of dollars into it. It's led by Eric Medlin that we lost in '07 by his dad, John Medlin, to build better race cars, to keep us kids, well, my kids safe. And I'm still a kid at heart. Keep me safe. Now, I crashed. Let me tell you, I wouldn't have been here if we hadn't fixed those race cars. It broke in half. I had no head damage. My wife debates that. But I walked away from it with broken arms and legs. I was in Baylor for a hospital 6 weeks, rehab for 4 months. But I came back and won a championship a few years later. So bottom line, and I won the championship last year. Bottom line is how much you want it, but you always got to build. You know, when I was winning championships, I was like Vince Lombardi. Never talk bad about a legend. That winning's everything. But maybe old Vince never lost a man on the playing field, because you walk home and all those trophies mean nothing. And we lost Eric. I was sick every day for a year. And safety had to go hand in hand with winning. And that's what we do. NHRA, all the racers, we all try to help each other.
Well, you guys have one heck of a program. Safety is a #1 concern with you guys, and we could definitely see it. Good luck in Pomona, and good luck in 2015 and beyond, sir.
And thank you. Good luck to the Ducks, because I'm a local boy, Orange County, and good luck to the Angels. And I'm a Dodger fan too. So, but bottom line, good luck to my competitors and all the champions that get a chance to share at NHRA. Come to Pomona. It's the greatest show on earth. It's P.T. Barnum at 300 miles an hour.
That's one way of putting it. That's John Force right there from the NHRA Mellow Yellow Drag Racing Series. Funny car driver right there, extraordinaire. The best in probably all of racing, let alone drag racing right there. Top-notch gentleman. I've never interviewed somebody who is so nice, so down-to-earth, and so warm-hearted. I generally love that man. I love talking to him. I can't wait to interview him after the race on Sunday. Hopefully he's in victory lane for the championship for his sake, but who knows? We'll see, honestly, what happens in Funny Car this weekend out in Pomona. And what was very interesting was that, you know, I mentioned to him before, because, you know, when you go to talk to people in this, there's a lot of sitting down and hanging out. We're sitting there, we're having lunch, very nice lunch that the NHRA provided for us, and we're all out there, we're all eating, kind of hanging around, kind of like a giant dinner table. Very, very cool atmosphere. And then John comes up. John didn't eat. John doesn't eat lunch. Neither does his PR person, because John says, well, if I'm eating, then that's one less interview I can do, and I don't want to do that. I want to make myself available. So the guy drove through an In-N-Out drive-through before he went to this press event. That is no disrespect to NHRA or no disrespect to the media that ate. He's that committed and that open to media, and he's that caring about media and people in this industry that he says the steak, the lobster, whatever they were serving, no. I won't eat that. I'll eat the hamburger from In-N-Out. Yeah, give me that. Also, it's a pretty darn good burger, if I don't say so myself. If you ever come out to California and out to the West Coast, I highly, highly encourage you, get a double-double from In-N-Out and fries. I'm not a big animal-style fry guy, but I like the double-double. I'm a fan of the double-double and the chocolate shake. What can I say? What can I say? But John said something that was very interesting there, and I know I'm going to get tweets at the Alan Bailey about it, so I'm just going to bring it up now. He mentioned the Angels and the Ducks there. I mentioned to him that I'm a SoCal boy, and I asked him while we were all hanging out, I was like, hey, you're from Orange County. Are you a Ducks guy? Are you an Angel guy? I'm a Ducks and Angel guy. And he goes, in his classic John Force voice, no, I love them Ducks, man. I love the hockey, man. I don't get to watch it as much, but I love the hockey. And then I asked him, well, are you an Angel fan? He goes, I'm a baseball fan. I love me the Angels and the Dodgers. I love them both. You know, I'm an Angel guy because I grew up not too far from there, but I like them both. That's John. That's my best John Force, by the way, right there. With all respect to the champ right there. But yeah, I love John. I really do. Thank you so much for that interview, John. Also got a chance to talk to Erica Ender-Stevers. She's on the verge of history, not just for her getting her first championship in NHRA competition, but getting the first for a woman in pro stock. It'd be kind of huge. You might remember her, Erica Enders. A lot of the younger generation remember her. Reason being, she's the one that actually, she's the one that actually got the, that actually had that Disney Channel movie made after her all those years ago on Disney Channel about, it feels like it was yesterday, but it was probably closer to 10, 15 years ago it was made. So all that came up in this interview, and also just moving forward and what this championship would mean to her. This is Erica Ender-Stevers earlier today out in Pomona.
Out here getting ready for Pomona, Erica Ender-Stevers getting ready for the finals out in Pomona. 50 years out there, and you're going into it with the potential to be the first woman ever to win that championship in pro stock. What's it like for you?
It's just a really exciting time. I feel blessed to be in the position to even have that opportunity, but our elite motorsports team has had a tremendous year, and with 5 wins, that's the most I've had in one season. And obviously, we're hopeful going into this 50th anniversary race out at Pomona that we're able to get that 6th win of the year and secure that championship, the first time for a female. So it's been a blessing. I've certainly had a lot of fun along the way, and we're going to try to continue that this weekend.
Well, you've kind of always had a spotlight on you ever since Disney Channel did this little movie about you that kind of blew up in a big way. It very much was responsible for the next generation of fans getting into drag racing, bringing in not only young girls but young boys as well. What was that movie like for you when they approached you to do it, and when it all came out? What was it like for you?
Oh, it's a pretty surreal situation. I mean, I was a senior in high school when we filmed the movie, but 5 years prior to that is when they first contacted us to discuss the thought of even putting the script together. And my dad said he got the call, and he's like, do you have the right phone number? But at that time, Disney was doing a series of movies about females in male-dominated sports, and it kind of fit the mold for that. And like I said, from the time they called to the time the movie was produced, and just a really awesome experience. Courtney, my sister, and I got to do all of the quote-unquote stunt driving on set, and we had a lot of fun with that, and you got to see how much hard work went into that business. I certainly wouldn't want to be an actress, but I mean, I'd like their paycheck, but that's another story. But it's been an awesome deal for me to have the opportunity to be a positive role model for maybe a kid that didn't necessarily have that at home, or if there are any girls out there that think they can't do something because they're not a guy and it's not been heard of before. I want them to be able to look at us and people like me and Angel and the Force sisters and know that anything's possible if you work hard and surround yourself with the right people. So it's been a pretty cool deal.
And you look at it, women in motorsports, in every other form of motorsports, it seems to be something that hasn't broken past that barrier. But NHRA drag racing, they seem to have broken that mold. And we see you and a number of other female drivers in the sport. What makes NHRA different? Why are you guys so successful?
I feel like, NHRA provides a great platform for us to excel on. I'm a kid who started in a junior dragster when I was 8 and did the natural progression all the way up. For 9 years I raced junior dragsters. For 5 years I raced the Sportsman Deal, Super Comp and Super Gas bracket racing. And then now 10 years in pro stock. So it's a lot of it's based on opportunity, but if you have the talent and you can go out and find the sponsors, it's certainly doable. But I feel like that's the reason, opportunity and the platform.
And going back to the Disney Channel movie, it was a major theme of that movie was the fact that you were a female. You were one of the first to do it, and you struggled with sponsorship. Is that something you think you struggle with nowadays, or is that those days behind you?
Yeah, I feel like it's gotten harder. I don't know if it's because I've gotten older and started having to do things on my own, where my dad handled that stuff before, and people that we hired. But now at our team at Elite Motorsports, I'm the VP of marketing, and my sister handles a lot of that stuff as well. We're responsible for getting our own sponsors with my team owner's help, obviously. And we certainly wouldn't be out here if it wasn't for Richard Freeman, who owns Elite Motorsports. But it's a challenge. It's a true challenge. It's the most difficult part of this whole deal, and it has been, and I'm sure it always will be. Money is certainly not getting easier to find, that's for sure.
You think it's a case of the fact that you're a female, or do you think it's just corporate America just trying to find a company that has the dollars to actually back a team?
It's finding the right person to say yes. I mean, honestly, it's we have a great product to sell with NHRA drag racing. I mean, there's no other stick and ball form of motorsport where you can buy a general admission pass and go to the locker room. You come into our pit, you watch us work on the cars, take pictures with the drivers, get autographs, and it's such a unique environment. So we have something really tangible, really awesome to sell. And then having said that, with what we are capable of doing for their business on the return on investment side of things, it's a great opportunity. We've just got to find the right person. I mean, the interest is out there certainly, but getting the right guy or girl to say yes is the challenge.
It's Erica Ender-Stevers right here on ARN. And Pomona this weekend, obviously you want to go out there and win it, but what would it mean to you to win this championship in 2014?
Mean the world. I mean, it's every driver and team's goal. It's why we come out here swinging in February, and we race this grueling 24-race schedule, and we fight tooth and nail for it. So it's my first time to be in the position to fight for one. I've been as close as third, but to be where we are right now, to have the chance to get it done is awesome, but to be able to do it will be even more incredible.
Well, best of luck to you in Pomona, and good luck in 2015 and beyond.
Thank you so much.
You could tell right there in her voice, she kind of, broke what I call character of being this tough drag racer, because all these drag racers kind of like smile and put on a face and kind of express themselves and put on this professional face for their sponsors and for their team. But you could hear Erica, not Erica Ender-Stevens, the drag racer, but Erica, the person, kind of come out right there and say, oh, it would be the world. It would be. Not just because, oh, she's a woman and a woman's never won it. No, no, no. She's a racer. She's a driver who has never won a championship at this level. That would mean the world to her as a driver, as a competitor. And you can hear that sense of pride and that emotion in her voice just thinking about it, let alone actually doing it. So honestly, if she wins this championship come Sunday, she's going to be crying in victory lane. Whoever wins the championship will be, for that matter, but I truly can't wait to see this one come down to the wire. I'm kind of pulling for her just because I, as a journalist, would love to see a woman win this. I think it'd be a very cool story, and I'm always fighting my non-racing fans in SoCal and in anywhere where I meet them. Oh, what makes drag racing so cool? Well, we have females competing on the same level as males, and the females actually beat the guys more often than not. That's a huge talking point, because all the females kind of perk up and go, really? And all the guys kind of go, really? Are they that good? Yeah, they're that good. A lot of stuff coming up this weekend. Busy, busy, busy weekend in the world of motorsports. Not only do you have the Auto Club of Southern California NHRA Finals, but you also have Ford Championship weekend for NASCAR out in Homestead. Trucks Nationwide and Sprint Cup Series all crowning their champs officially, even though Chase Elliott did win it over the weekend. He clinched it. Also, the 47th annual Score Baja 1000 is happening literally as we speak down in Baja, Mexico, and we do have a new driver atop the standings right now. Very close. I told you it was close, and they're absolutely neck and neck right now. Ricky Babas on the number 4X, and also Colton Udall on the 1X. Right now, our scoring monitors rank them at the exact same race mile marker down to the 10th of a mile. at race marker number 588.3 for both of them. Both of their speeds are matched with each other. Technically, I think Ricky on the 4X motorcycle is leading. No, he's not actually. Colton might technically, because his current mile per hour speed on our chart is 25.3 on our chart. Also, Colton is coming in at, or that's Colton's speed. Ricky's speed is 21.5. Technically speaking, Colton Udall is currently leading. His current race time, 10 hours and 48 minutes. Ricky's current race time, 10 hours, 49 minutes. He left a minute later than Colton did. So technically, Colton is leading, even though technically our race charts right now are marking him second overall in the 47th annual Score Baja 1000 down in Mexico. They are on race mile 588 of 1,275. It's a little over 1,000 miles this year for the Baja 1000. We'll continue to give you updates on that, but when we come back, we're actually going to talk NASCAR. Batten down the hatches. I don't want to hear it. We do everything on this show, and it just so happens to be NASCAR's championship weekend down in Florida. We will talk about it, preview it, and I'm going to pick the champ. I'm going to do the impossible. We have 4 drivers going into Homestead, tied for that point lead and for the championship, but I'm going to somehow pick the winner of the championship in 2014. We'll go there when we come back. Don't go anywhere. You're shifting gears right here on the American Racing Network, the Motorsports Authority.
This is ARN, the American Racing Network.
In today's day and age where every phone has a camera in it, everybody thinks they're a photographer. Whether they're putting stuff online on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, they think they know what they're doing. But when it comes to hiring a professional photographer, you need someone with years of experience and the professional equipment that is necessary in order to capture a professional shot. Not a smartphone with some filter on Instagram. You need a professional with years of experience and photoshopping skills. There's only one place to go, and that's Self-Destruct Photography. Log on to facebook.com/self-destruct photography in order to check out their portfolio of work, plus get in contact with them to set up a date for your photo shoot. Whether you're looking to get some 8x10s done if you're an actor or professional, or if you're looking to get some family photos done to capture a moment forever, or if you need to get some graduation photos done that didn't turn out so great the first time around, or even if you're getting married, call my man Scott because he'll set you up. That's Self-Destruct Photography. Don't miss your shot with Scott.
What is one NASCAR Unites wristband capable of doing? It can inspire a child to go farther in school. It can construct a brand new playground for kids who've never had one. It can introduce a child with a serious illness to his or her favorite NASCAR driver.
I'm Tony Stewart, and I wear my band to Unite for Kids. Band together with me by logging on to www.nascar.com/unites to pledge your support.
The holiday shopping rush is among us. Is your business ready to start selling online? If you're not, don't build your own website for free. Have a professional help set it up for you and help sell your products online right now. Log on to Apollo Aesthetics and apolloaesthetics.com in order to request a quote to build that brand new website, set up your hosting, your email, and yes, even your online store to sell your products. Log on to Apollo Aesthetics and apolloaesthetics.com. Tell them ARN sent you for a special discount. That's apolloaesthetics.com.
Shifting Gears on ARN is presented by Apollo Aesthetics. Log on to Apollo Aesthetics to start building your new website today. You're Shifting Gears on ARN, the Motorsports Authority. Here's Alan Bailey.
Hey, that's me, the guy on the radio who's talking about racing. Oh yeah, welcome on into Shifting Gears right here on the American Racing Network, the Motorsports Authority. Log on to arnrace.com to not only listen to this program, but other programs, interviews, and you can actually read up on everything going on in the world of NASCAR, NHRA drag racing, Verizon IndyCar Series in the offseason, and also get ready for the 2015 Monster Energy Supercross season on arnrace.com. The Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram handles at The Alan Bailey. You can also use the hashtag ARNRace to get in on this discussion as well. And lots of drama, lots of controversy, and I love controversy. I love it. I feed off of it. Because I get tweets and emails like this one from Don Murphy on Facebook. It reads, I find it amusing that this time last year, NASCAR fans were upset on how boring the season had been and how these guys refused to race another hard and how NASCAR was just going to let Jimmy Johnson walk away with another title. Fast forward a year, and now people are pissed that guys are racing so hard that new blood is in the mix for the title. What do you people want? LOL. Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself, Don. Thank you so much, because when you say it, it doesn't make me sound like a jerk, but I'm going to go ahead and put that marker on you. I agree with you 100%. This time last year, coming out of Phoenix, NASCAR fans were going, these guys are just going to let Jimmy Johnson have it. He's going to win them all. La, 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 la. He's going to keep winning. Him and Chad are too good. NASCAR should stop this. NASCAR needs to make big changes. Blah, blah, blah. Guess what? Fast forward a year, NASCAR has made big changes, introducing 16 drivers in the chase. Still 10 races, but every 3 races, you eliminate drivers until you get to that 9th race in which you cut the field in half. Only 4 drivers go into that final race, and oh, by the way, everyone's tied for the point lead going into that final race, winner take all. Awesome. Honestly, looking at this point system, how it's played out in 2014, this new playoffs, knockout, grid, bracket system, whatever you want to call it, it's worked out so perfectly for NASCAR, and I truly mean that. It's perfect, because guess what? You're paying attention, you care, you're invested. It's exactly what NASCAR needed. It's the jolt that the postseason needed, because frankly, by the time the 5th race ran around, you only had 4 guys who legitimately had a shot at the championship. 3 races to go, it was usually 1 or 2, but one clear-cut favorite. And going into the final 2 races, it was like, well, so-and-so's clearly going to win it, but so-and-so could still win it. Going into the final race, so-and-so had to just run 30th or better, and they win the title. Ooh. It was stupid boring. It was stupid predictable. And it, frankly, made my life easy as a broadcaster and as an analyst. And I hate it. I'm one of those guys that actually likes to earn his paycheck. I'm sorry, lazy reporters, ESPN, but I had to. I had to take one last stab at you guys. I'm so sorry, but I had to. But honestly, you look at what we saw Sunday out at Phoenix, this last Sunday out at Phoenix with the last cutoff race, if you will. Jeff Gordon running second. You had Ryan Newman, who was running just outside the top 10. He had to get 1 point. There was a 1-point swing for Jeff getting in the final race, or being eliminated, or Newman being eliminated. And guess what? Newman, going into that final turd, said, screw it all to hell. I got absolutely nothing to lose here. I'm going to barrel in here, and I'm going to bounce off of poor Kyle Larson, and I'm going to go ahead and put him in the wall, get that position and that 1 point, and get into the championship. And guess what? Going into Homestead, he's one of the final 4. Ooh, I said final 4. Is the NCAA going to fine me for that? Ooh, I don't think so. But it's absolutely what any driver should have done. It's what Newman should have done. I am not disappointed in what Newman did out there at Phoenix on Sunday. Not at all. Kyle Larson came out and said he understood it. Everybody has come out and said, well, that's what he was supposed to do, because that is what he was supposed to do. These drivers contractually are obligated to go out there and drive 110% every single week, every single lap, and go out there and win a race, or at least have an opportunity to win a championship. Going into Homestead this weekend, in the whole 2014 season, guess what? Ryan Newman has not won a race. Does that suck? For Ryan Newman, it does. For race fans, Not so much. He's the definition of the wild card getting in. Look at what happened in MLB this year. Yeah, you had the wild card team beat the best team beat the best team with the best record in the regular season, and guess what? They kept winning all the way into the World Series, which they lost to the Giants, but nevertheless, they went all the way because they were a wild card. They didn't have the best record all season, but when it counted, they were good. That's what racing is. What did Tony Stewart do a couple of years ago? He had a horrible regular season. Horrible. Even Tony Stewart came out and said, yeah, we don't really deserve to be in the championship hunt if we're going to keep running like this. He gets into the chase by the skin of his teeth, and guess what? Goes out there, wins half of the races. 5 races in the chase. He wins the championship by a tiebreaker. That was amazing. I don't think we're ever going to see anything like that in NASCAR again. And then this point system, this new playoff system, if you will, for the chase happened. And now, I don't know. Ryan Newman, in all honesty, can go out there and win this weekend out in Homestead and go ahead and walk away with this championship. Mark my words, whoever wins the championship will win the race. That is how competitive this year is. If not, they're going to finish second. It'll be 1 or 2 for the championship winner. That's where they will finish. You can't finish third because these guys are running up near the front, period. You look at it, every single one of them are right there near the front. Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, they've been near the front in the top 5 all season long. Kevin Harvick dominated this last weekend out in Phoenix. Now, Denny Hamlin, he had a pretty horrible start. So did Joey Logano to this race this last Sunday, but they bounced back. That's what makes you a championship-winning team. The ability to bounce back from adversity and go ahead and say, screw it, and keep going. That's what we saw this last weekend, and that's what it's going to take, sorry to say. The ability to bounce back from adversity. If you have a loose lug nut, a loose tire, if there's anything that goes wrong on that car, you need to bounce back from that. And that's what will happen Sunday. I don't know if we're going to see a Kurt Busch 2004 moment where Kurtz has a flat tire and miraculously the tire flies to the front stretch. He barely misses the center divider on the pit road entrance and somehow pits before the caution comes out, doesn't lose his lap, and oh, by the way, gets 4 fresh tires and goes into the lead. That was just, the racing gods were looking down on him that day. I still can't believe that. It's been 10 years now. Jeez. But honestly, you look at it, Kevin Harvick was playing mind games at the press conference yesterday, getting ready for the race this weekend in Homestead, Miami, bringing up things that had happened, bringing up just certain things. Harvick is the instigator. I can officially almost say that because he's the guy who's going to push buttons and rub people the wrong way, and he's getting in their heads. That's what a championship leader and that's what a champ needs to do. You need to get into the heads of these guys and just kind of tweak them and get in their brains and just kind of because the psychological aspect of this is huge. It's absolutely huge. Denny Hamlin, you look at it a couple of years ago, almost won the championship to Jimmy, but lost it to Jimmy Johnson, and guess what? This race was his downfall. Very early on, within the first 50 laps, he spun out, had to come onto pit road for new tires, went to the back of the pack, and never made it through that. He never mentally got over that because he had felt defeated right then and there. Now, since then, he's seen sports psychologists and therapists, and he's been working on it, quote unquote, but honestly, I don't think he's over it. You can still kind of see the weight of the world on his shoulder. He was so focused going into Homestead that year, he wouldn't let anyone on the bus. He was shut the world out. Nope, leave me alone. Nope, I'm concentrating for the championship. Leave me alone. Nope, I need to concentrate. Nope. Didn't put any music on, didn't put the TV on, nothing. He secluded himself, and guess what? Lost the title. He was so focused that he missed the big picture, and he was so determined that he missed the big picture. I think that's still there. He has a serious issue with focusing and with pressure. He can't get over that hump. He's worked on it. He's gotten better, but I still think that there's remnants of that championship and the bad memory and the bad taste in his mouth when he goes down to Homestead. Now, a year ago, he won the race, so he's got kind of that going for him. However, that was a year ago. that in all honesty, Homestead 1 year ago, in which Jimmy Johnson won that title, to me personally, it feels like it was 20 years ago. Because the season is so darn long, you kind of zone out to what happened a year ago. Heck, I can barely remember what happened in Indianapolis earlier this year when Jeff Gordon won the race. I barely do remember it. Daytona, when Dale Earnhardt Jr. won his second Daytona 500 in February of this year, forget about it. That feels like it was 5 years ago, let alone less than a year ago. The season is extremely long. Extremely long. And saying, well, we won here a year ago, so we're going to do great this year, is just not a valid excuse or argument anymore. It doesn't matter what you did a year ago. It doesn't even matter what you did 2 weeks ago or a week ago. It matters what happens this weekend, period. That's how it's been all season long, and that's definitely how it's been in these past 9 championship races. And now, honestly, it's whoever survives it. Miss the big wreck, come out onto pit road, get those 4 tires when you need them. Don't risk it and take 2. Honestly, don't. If I had to pick 2 drivers for this championship that could possibly tie, and I'm dead serious when I say it, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano. Those 2 have been kind of in the zone as of late, and if I have to put my money on one horse this weekend, I'm going to say Kevin Harvick is your 2014 champ, period. Last week proved to me that not only is the car is fast, not only is he ready, but this week proved to me that mentally he's in Joey Logano's, Ryan Newman's, Denny Hamlin's heads. He's messing with their heads. He's instigating them. He's in their heads, screwing with them, letting the pressure get to them. He's clearly focused, relaxed. He's coming into this race weekend knowing what he has to do, and I think he's going to do it. He's got a great team under him, barring being involved in an accident, having a miscue on pit road, having a flat tire, having a blown engine or other mechanical failure. He's going to win the championship this year, period. He's the favorite, yeah, sure, but he's the guy who's coming in with the calm, clear, level head. Ryan Newman, I don't think he's going to win it, honestly. Richard Childress Racing has been off on speed with their cars for the last 10 years, it feels like. They're always missing a component or missing something from their race car. I don't know what it is, but something is missing from those cars, period. They haven't been fast for the last 5 years, and I'm being serious when I say that. And Kevin Harvick was the one lone wolf that was fast. This year, it's Ryan Newman. And honestly, he's with a rookie crew. He's with a new crew chief this season to him. And honestly, they haven't won a race yet. Are we really going to expect them to win the championship? It's a possibility. However, it's one hell of a long shot when you think about it. Joey Logano is there too. He's there mentally. He's there with the cars. But for the last few weeks, something's been off. Their cars have been just a little slower, and the speed hasn't been there in the dominating way we saw earlier this year. Could it come back? Could they get faster? Possibly, but I don't know. I really don't. It's going to take a lot to beat Harvick, and Denny Hamlin, like I said, mentally, I don't think he can handle this, and I think their cars are missing a little something too. Harvick is my clear winner for this weekend out in Florida. I think he's going to do it. I really, truly do. I can't wait to see what's going to happen, though. This is one heck of a race weekend. Truly, we haven't seen a calendar like this in a few weeks. We had about a month and a half or so of not boring racing, but just uneventful racing calendars where NASCAR was just racing. But this weekend, literally, as we speak, the 47th annual Score Baja 1000 is happening down in Mexico. Literally, as we speak, they are on the 11th hour of that race right now, since cars left the start-finish line on that one. And Friday night, tomorrow night, the Ford EcoBoost 200 at Homestead. Champion will be crowned on there. Matt Crafton looking to go back-to-back for the first time ever in the Truck Series. This weekend, out in Southern California, Pomona, California, the 50th Annual Auto Club of Southern California California NHRA finals going on. We're going to see championships crowned in all 4 of those racing series. NASCAR Nationwide Series, we already know Chase Elliott is the champion on that in that series. However, the owner's title is still up for grabs in that one, and so is the race in Homestead as well, going into that one on Saturday. And on Sunday, it's the Ford 400 at Homestead. 4 drivers entering that one, tied for the points lead for the first time ever. It is Joey Logano, Ryan Newman, and Denny Hamlin that could potentially be your 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series champ. We will find out Sunday night who wins the Ford 400 and the championship. We'll break it down for you post-race as well on that one. It's going to be one heck of a busy weekend. Sunday night, we got one hell of a post-race show for you, kind of the post-season show, or post-race show, post-season show, whatever you want to call it. We'll recap the Baja 1000 2014 Baja 1000. We'll wrap up everything that happened in NASCAR, and we will wrap up everything that happened in the NHRA finals out of Pomona. Busy, 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 to say the very least. Now, looking at the scoring monitors for the Baja 1000 right now, on mile number 610 right now, it's the number 1X motorcycle in the Pro Moto Unlimited class of Colton Udall, who's currently leading overall with a current time of 11 hours and 8 minutes. Hot on his heels, he just got past, actually, Ricky Barbeck on the number 4X Pro Moto Unlimited motorcycle at race marker number 603 with a current time of 11 hours and 9 minutes on that one. So technically that 1X of Colton Udall currently leading right now. Again, he's on mile number 610 of 1,275 right now. Also, Luke McLennan in that trophy truck right now on race marker number 240 right now, 4 hours and 34 minutes into the race right now in the trophy truck. NASCAR star Robbie Gordon, former star Robbie Gordon, is also at mile marker number 256 right now with a current time of 4 hours and 40 minutes as it switches over on my screen. He's ahead right now of Luke. Also, Bryce McKenzie in that number 70 trophy truck, race mile marker number 256, current time right now 4 hours and 38 minutes and some change. Mark McLennan is also in a trophy truck in the number 23 trophy truck, race mile marker number 205 right now, current time 4 hours 18 minutes. Heidi Steele in the number 14 trophy truck, currently at race marker number 214, current time 4 hours and 22 minutes right now as well. BJ Baldwin also racing the number 1 trophy truck, current race marker number 231, current time 4 hours and 37 minutes. In Baja, my friends, it's not about where you finish, it's not about how quickly you finish, it's about simply finishing. BJ Baldwin clearly behind everybody else, the rest of the trophy trucks right now. We will try to get you an update as to what's going on with him. No real information on what's going on with that car at this, or with that trophy truck at this time, but they are quite a ways away from the finish line. The number 1X right now of Colton Udall, currently the farthest in the race at mile marker number 614, coming up on the halfway marker of the race. Current race time, as I said earlier, 11 hours and 10 minutes into the race at this point. So what I want to do now is remind you that if you're looking for a brand new website, you can log on to apolloaesthetics.com, because not only will they get you a brand new website, but they can help set you up with social media accounts. They can train you on how to update and post to your website. They can also help set up a shop. If you're selling products online as a small business, you can go ahead and start selling things online. Take major credit cards. No more hassling with user reviews and ratings. You can go ahead and just sell everything online. Control it all yourself and not have to worry about it, just in time for the holiday rush. And oh, by the way, if you call them this week or this weekend, and it is November 13th, by the way, you can have that store set up in time for Black Friday, which is the busiest shopping day of the year, and Cyber Monday is right around the corner. You're going to want to start selling products online in time for that as well. Log on to apolloaesthetics.com. Ruben is the guy who you're going to talk to over there, and he can set you up. He helped design ARN and my site, thealanbailey.com. I wasn't happy with what I created on one of those free website builders, and guess what? Within days, he not only had what the website would look like as a preview ready for me, but he actually had everything changed over the exact way I wanted it and the exact way I envisioned it in my head. And oh, by the way, he trained me on how to update my website and post to it without involving anyone or without paying anyone. Training is a big thing. You don't have to pay somebody to update your website. You can do it yourself, but you need help setting it up. He also helped set me up with email accounts, social media accounts, and hosting. Hosting's a big thing. It costs a lot of money to do that, but he set me up with a low-cost one, so I'm paying one flat fee for all of my websites and hosting all of my files. That's another biggie as well. Log on to Apollo Aesthetics and apolloaesthetics.com in order to request that quote today. It's apolloaesthetics.com. So, final thoughts here, final moments of the show. Honestly, this weekend, who's going to win the championships in Funny Car? I have no idea. Bluntly, I have no idea. I'm going to go out to Pomona this weekend. I'm going to be live tweeting and posting photos on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Alan Bailey. You can follow in on my endeavors on there. You can also check everything out on arnrace.com for the latest updates in the Baja 1000. Also in NASCAR, as well as Championship Weekend is happening down at the Homestead Miami Speedway this weekend as well. This is not the end of the season for us just because everything is ending more or less next week. Don't think that we're going off the air. Far from it, my friends, far from it. We're going to be here till at least Championship Week out in Las Vegas. We're going to be down in Las Vegas for Championship Week. Got some information on broadcasts that are going to be happening down there, so you're not going to want to miss it. Thanks for listening to Shifting Gears right here on ARN. For everyone at Shifting Gears, the American Racing Network, I'm Alan Bailey. We'll see ya at the track.
Check out arnrace.com to keep up with the latest news, photos, podcasts, and interviews from the track. You've been Shifting Gears on ARN, the American Racing Network.
Broadcasting from the ARN Racing Studios in Southern California, ARN, Los Angeles. This is ARN, the American Racing Network.